Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Feeling all fresh for the last day of DevDays? Sort of? Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed our evening out yesterday. I certainly did. In the end, I had so many interesting discussions with all of you that I never actually got to play any games there, but I guess that's fine. I had a good time, so I think it's good we're on the last day of DevDays today. There's still a very interesting program for us today, so I'm going to go over the highlights with you. Let's see. Highlights for today. At 1:30, that's our keynote for this last day of DevDays. And that keynote will be given by Devin McGraw of Citizen. And I hope and I guess you'll be talking about the balance between interoperability and privacy. I'm personally really looking forward to that talk. And then directly after that, we'll have a stand-up comedian here, Frank Santorelli, to hopefully make some maybe fun of us or whatever happened here. We'll see. And that is followed by the closing remarks. That's done by Graham Grieve. That's kind of a tradition at DevDays. So the previous editions in Amsterdam, Graham mostly sent us home with some fatherly advice, something to think about while sitting on the plane and traveling back to our family at home. But before you do that, we do have farewell drinks to have a last drink to say bye to your fellow developers and to get you on your way. So that means that the DevDays tutorials for today will start at 9 and until 1:30. And from 1:30 on, we'll have this afternoon program. So if you haven't had enough of HL7 FHIR, there's of course always our online platforms, chat.fhir.org. I hope by now you have found that website. Maybe you've already checked out what's going on there, but there's also a few more physical events, and they're not even too far away in the future. So just after the summer, on September 27th or 28th, we'll have the HL7 FHIR Applications Roundtable in Washington, D.C. As Wayne told you about yesterday, that will be sort of a show of a few days where people can show off what they are actually doing with FHIR, so show off of applications. And right after that, just a simple train ride away, the whole circus will move to Baltimore for our plenary working group meeting. So this is an HL7 working group meeting, and that means that, well, the working group meeting actually consists of two major parts. The first is the weekend of September 29th, where we'll have a Connect-a-thon. This is a FHIR Connect-a-thon. So we'll be trying out new features in the FHIR spec to see how they work, and we'll have a list of Connect-a-thon tracks for you to try out. So that's 2 more days of pure hacking with the ultimate goal of having feedback back into the specification and changing the specification. So that's part 1 of the workgroup meeting. The rest of the week, so from Monday to Friday, we'll have standardization committee meetings in which we discuss all those change requests that come in through the whole year. So HL7, and also the FHIR specification has a link on the right bottom side of the FHIR specification. There's a link suggested change. Whenever you press that link, you'll be able to enter, your new ideas or maybe corrections or enhancements to the FHIR specification. And so what happens during these days is we'll look at them, judge them, and then either apply them or we'll tell you, well, yeah, nice idea, but no. So that's what we're doing at these working group meetings. If that sounds like fun to you, it does to me. I can't explain why, but it does. I'm always there. Then you should look out to go to Baltimore 29th of September to October 5. So first, Connect-a-thon, and after that, a standardization meeting in which we will discuss the FHIR specification. And that's October 5. And then on the other side of the ocean, November 14th to 16th is the another edition of the FHIR DevDays the one in Amsterdam. And that's our anniversary one, because that's the 5th year of organizing the FHIR DevDays. This is the first in the US, but as you probably know by now, we had another 4 in Amsterdam before. So pretty picture here of Amsterdam, definitely not in November. I can tell you that, because it would be raining. Otherwise, you can actually find this picture in Amsterdam. So just like here, another 3 days of sessions, but then on the other side of the ocean. And normally we'll be around 30 different countries visiting that Dev Day, so a high international content. Then to finish off this one, I mean, we have one more day, but after that day, we would love to hear your opinions on what we can improve for next year. So there's a survey, and actually the link isn't too bad, so I thought I could put this up, surveymonkey.com/r/DevDays218. If you go to that link, you can provide us with feedback. And we're looking forward to seeing your feedback and use that to improve our next year's edition. One of the most interesting questions in that survey is, where should we go in 2019? So, by now you know what we need. We need a few rooms for meetings. We need a few rooms. We need some space for people to have presentations like this. And we need a cool place. So if you think my favorite town has that, please fill out the SurveyMonkey and let's see your suggestions for where DevDays should go in 2019. And if that's not enough, there will be a draw, so you can win $750 in HL7 vouchers that you can use towards such fun things as going to a workgroup meeting. So, hey, who wouldn't want that? $750. So that's the DevDays survey. Now, if you miss out on that chance to win $750, I've got some good news for you, because I have decided to part with my favorite toy of DevDays, which are my wooden shoes. They're here, practically unworn. I managed to wear them a whole day, so you can actually wear them. It's doable. I've proven it. They're size 44, which is 27 centimeters. And if you'd like to have them and bring them home, all you need to do is register your name at the reg desk, and we'll do a draw. And then in the afternoon, we'll tell who'll be the lucky one taking these absolutely authentic Dutch wooden shoes back home. All right. And if you don't win those, we still have something for you. You don't have to leave here empty-handed, really. Because we brought another typically Dutch product here. We tend to bring them to the HL7 standardization meetings, and people always love them, but it's just $1 per $1. So what we decided to do, and if you look in the back there to that yellow crew, they're preparing that stuff for you. We have brought tons of stroopwafels. So these are caramel cookies, and you'll get a whole box of them to bring home. But beware, they will be gone before you know. If you try them here, I guarantee you they'll be finished before you're home. So the best thing to do is when you leave, you pick up your box, you keep it closed until you're home. Otherwise, you'll eat them on the plane, I'm sure. And the best way to enjoy these are to make yourself a cup of coffee or tea and to put that cookie on top. So it heats a little bit, it softens, the caramel softens. Delicious. So if you don't win in the draw and you don't win the wooden shoes, you still get to have the best thing, which are the Dutch stroopwafels. So be reassured, you won't leave empty-handed. And with that, that's the end of my presentation for today. Not much more to say. Enjoy your last day. Engage.